So it is quite a grind to unlock items in the finals. You will need around 800 to 1000 VR points to purchase any item in the game in terms of the weapons and the gadgets. And to save you guys a bit of hassle, I'm going to be talking about some of the best and most worthwhile items you can unlock in this game so that you guys can focus on these ones early on and then unlock the rest at your own pace. Now the first one in this video is called the evasive dash. This is for light class and this will replace your grapple, so it is the specialization for this class. Now how this one works is it allows you to do a quick speed boost to get out of harm's way or even gain some extra meterage in the air. For example, you can kind of jump further gaps with this equipped, and it actually gives you 3 uses as well. So this isn't just a one-time thing. You can use 3 in a row, you could use 2 for example and keep 1 spare, and then obviously they do recharge as well. So you are going to get a hell of a lot of usage out of this compared to, for example, the grapple. You can only use that once and it needs to cool down. So this one is definitely very solid just from that alone. Now this really does allow you to get around the map a hell of a lot quicker. The area where it is the best though is that obviously the light class, they are not tanky whatsoever. That is in fact the complete opposite of what this class is meant to be. So we all know if you've played the light class, you can die pretty much immediately if you get yourself into the wrong position, and this evasive dash is going to allow you to get out of those positions in a very, very timely manner. You can pretty much just spam these and get out of harm's way. There's times when you can also outmaneuver your enemies where maybe they're chasing you and you can use one of these to jump across a gap that they can't get across, and it allows you to just be very crafty at the end of the day. I would say this is by far the best of the 3 specializations for this class. So if you do enjoy playing as the light class, definitely unlock this. I would say probably unlock this as your first item in the game, because for me, now that I'm using it, and it was the same in the beta, now that I'm using it, I will pretty much never change from it. Now we have 2 more here from the light class and the rest are from the other classes. The first one is the XP54. This is a weapon and obviously it's pretty much based on the MP5. In my opinion, this is the best all-around gun for the light class. It doesn't really dominate in any area really, but it is just overall very good. It's very good up close. It's also got a little bit of range on it compared to, for example, the M11. And so I would probably just call this one the jack of all trades, which is definitely very handy when you are playing as the light class, because if you're always up close, for example, you can die very, very quickly. And then obviously at range too, if someone's using a sniper or something, you can die very quickly as well. So at least for the way that I play, this weapon is very, very solid. I do also think because it has a sight on it, it's a lot easier to keep track of your enemies. For me, the M11, I do tend to lose enemies in the iron sights a little bit, at least in terms of medium range anyway. Up close, it is not that bad and you can kind of hip fire with it anyway. But with the XP54, I do just feel as though I am pretty much just staying on target a hell of a lot more. So definitely give this one a try. Like I said, I think it is kind of the all-rounder and it is the all-around best weapon for this class. Now the last one for the light class is a bit of a weird one, and this is the throwing knives. Now this is more for if you can aim really well. If you can't aim and you're a bit like me, then I probably would recommend to stay away from these, to be honest. But if you can aim really well, I would borderline say these are actually overpowered. It only actually takes 5 hits to kill a light class, and I think only about 8 or so to kill a medium class, which keep in mind is only 4 throws because you actually throw 2 of these knives at once. It does have a slowish rate of fire, I guess, because you throw 2 and then there's just a bit of a gap before you throw the next 2. But yeah, if you can hit all of your shots, this is fast enough to kill enemies to where they barely have any time to react. The first few times I was dying to these, I actually was genuinely not sure what was going on. I thought the dude was cheating for a minute there because, like I said, if you do hit your shots, these things are absolutely deadly. So don't overlook these ones. I think a lot of people are going to see throwing knives and just think, oh, that's probably not that good, but honestly they are very good, especially if you can aim very well. Now before we get into the other classes, if you guys are enjoying the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button. There is plenty more The Finals content on the way. This game is essentially going to be the focus of this channel moving forward, so make sure you don't miss out. Now, the next one we've got here is actually from the medium class, and this is the Model 1887. Now, this might sound absolutely mental if you haven't used this so far, but I do think this is potentially the best all-round weapon in this game. It is a shotgun, so it obviously does very well up close, yet it actually has really, really good range on it because it also shoots pellets. So medium range, it does still handle itself very well. It almost feels as though though it's a DMR with a pretty slow rate of fire or something, yet it's also much easier to hit your shots because it is a shotgun. So you don't even have to have your reticle exactly on the enemy. You can be slightly to the left or slightly to the right, for example, and the shots will still often hit. So this thing is an absolute beast. It is still balanced because it has a pretty slow rate of fire and it only has 6 rounds before you need to reload, and the reload is fairly slow. But if you can manage to hit your shots with this thing, it is absolutely insane. I don't even like shotguns in essentially any other shooter that I play with. I will be honest, this is probably my favorite weapon in the game, so I definitely recommend that you guys give this one a try. Now, the next one we've got is the gas grenade, and this is actually for the light, medium, and heavy class. So this is one that you can use for any class, and my god, is this thing OP on the objectives. I do think this will probably get nerfed at some point, or they'll add some sort of counter to it. I'm not too sure, but this thing is genuinely insane, and I've actually lost multiple games now purely because of the gas grenade. This thing essentially nukes the enemy health, so anyone who goes into that gas or the poison, they are going to take a lot of damage very quickly. But on top of that, it also stays around for freaking ages. I don't know if that's meant to be the case. It almost feels as though it's bugged. It's like there for bloody 30 seconds, it feels like. And like I said, I've actually lost games because there was a few games there where right at the end of the game, I was trying to steal the cash out and there was no enemies anywhere near me, and I would have clearly been able to steal it, and I would have stolen it to where there was no time for anyone to steal it back. So it was almost a guaranteed win, but someone had just thrown a gas grenade before they got killed. The gas stayed on that objective, and I simply couldn't steal the cash out because I was going to die from the gas, meaning I could either stay there and die from it, or I had to move away and I couldn't cash out. So these things are genuinely overpowered, especially when it comes to like late game and trying to win. They are so damn clutch on those objectives. So definitely give these a try. If you guys are playing with friends and all of you are running these, you are going to be absolutely dominating any team that you come across. Now, last but not least, we actually have another shotgun. Yes, another shotgun from me, which is pretty mental because like I said, I actually am terrible with shotguns in other games and generally don't even enjoy that gameplay. But this one is the SA-1216, and this is for the heavy class. Now, this is an automatic shotgun with 16 rounds in it, and it has this sort of like a 4-cylinder magazine, meaning you can shoot it in quick succession 4 times, and then your character will just kind of like tick the magazine over and then you can shoot again. And generally speaking, you can kill most enemies in, I would say, between 4 and 6 shots, depending on the class and obviously just the range that you're at and stuff like that. And so it almost feels like you never run out of ammo with this thing. It feels like you never need to reload in a gunfire. You can kind of just kill an entire squad and then you need to reload afterwards. So this thing is pretty insane. Obviously, it's not very good at range, so that's the only downside to it. But obviously, a shotgun in combination with being a heavy class, it means you are very tanky yourself. If there's a light class that's kind of pushing you, for example, it doesn't really matter what they're using. If they get close to you, your health combined with a shotgun that is automatic, you are going to dominate them pretty much every single time. But anyway, guys, those are some of the best early unlocks you guys can get in the game. It is a very daunting game because there is so much to unlock, and you can obviously unlock it at whichever pace you want. It's not like you have to get to a certain level to unlock certain weapons. You can choose whichever ones you want to unlock. So there's a lot to kind of fret over, and hopefully this does help you guys out. And if it did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more The Finals content. But with that being said, thank you all very much for watching. You guys have a great day, and I'll see you all out there in the arena.